All right. We are going to go over this escape room. It's the exploration on the calendar. It's tomorrow's assignment. And even if you're on quarantine, I need the code sent to me by basically I'm going to say Sunday night at midnight because I need to know that you're working this and so you'll understand what I mean by the code sent to me. So you're going to do an escape room and I'm going to take you through this a little bit. This digital link right here, and this is in the Google Classroom, this digital link is really important because this is how you're going to get the code, which you're going to email to me. Okay. You need to have all of the work. You're going to send me a picture of your work, or you can just keep it and hand it to me when you get back to get the full credit, but you also need to send me the code. Here's the deal. I know that in the spring, you guys were able to kind of get away with not really doing everything all the way through. And that's really kind of catching up to you. So I really need you to work these problems. And if you get stuck, email me. Say, I'm stuck on level 1, question 3, and I will help you. But I think right now you're getting in a really bad habit of just getting the answers. But if you don't understand it, you're not going to do well. And you've got to know how to do exponential. Like if you're going to buy a house or a car, move out of your parents' house, you need to know how to do exponential. You got to have an understanding. Okay, so this escape room is actually something that they use in like Algebra 1. I got this off of Algebra 1, so this should be a review. Hopefully you were at the Google Meet today because we did a little activity to help us get ready and remind us how to do this. If you weren't there, you might want to look up exponential growth and do some reading or watch a video on it because I did it on the Meet today. So what you're going to do is you're going to have 3 missions. And at the very end of this document is this answer key. And you do not have to print it out. You can do this on paper. It's fine. And the digital link is also here. So it's in 2 places on this. So what you're going to do is you're going to do the escape room. And there's 4 questions in level 1 and 8 in level 2 and 5 in level 3. And once you get this entire page done, this whole thing, then you're going to go to the digital link and you're going to follow the directions in the Google form and it will kick you out a code. That is the code that you send to me to show me that you finished this. Okay. So I just want to make sure everybody understands that, you're going to have to send me the code. I need to know that you've done this or you're really going to get confused. Okay, so let's talk about, because you've never done this escape room before. So what it's going to be is you have level 1. So you have 4 questions, question 1, question 2, question 3, question 4. And then you have this little puzzle that helps you answer it. So I'm going to do question 1 with you. Question 1, and I have my computer out so I can just type things in my calculator, says your school suffered a flu outbreak. Initially, 20 students came. So 20 students, that's my initial value. And if you were watching in the Google Meet, we talked about that's where that goes. So actually, all 4 of these answers are correct. Okay, 20 students came to school infected. However, the number of students increased by 25%, which means that tells me it can't be this one and it can't be that one because those are decreasing. Okay, it's increasing by 25%. If you look at this bottom one, that's not 25%. Remember, 25% is 0.25. So my answer would be this one over here because for every hour, it's going to go up by 25%. And it's always 1 plus because you're taking 100% of what's there, which is 1, and you're adding the percentage. Or like if you drive a car off the lot, we're going to do that in a second. You're going to take 100% of what's there and you're going to subtract the percentage. So this answer is C. So I'm going to do this first question with you so you can write it down on your paper. The answer for Q1 is C. So you're going to go down here and you're going to say, okay, the answer for Q1 is C. Now it needs a digit. And this is where this gets kind of tricky. So if you need help with this part as you're doing this one, I'm not the biggest fan of this puzzle because it's hard to follow. So if you get an answer and you're like, I don't know if I did it right, just email me and I'll be like, yes, you did, because I have the answers. So we got C. So we're going to follow C and follow C. I'm going to follow C. I'm going to follow C. I'm going to follow C. And my answer is 2. Okay. And so I'm going to come down here and I'm going to put the answer. The answer is 2. So what you're going to do is you're going to finish level 1, and then you'll finish level 2, and then you'll finish level 3. And when you go into the Google form, it's going to ask you for level 1's code. Here's the word code. So you're going to type in this code. If you get it right, it will kick you to level 2. And then you're going to type in the answer to this, which you're going to get up above. I'm going to do it with you and show you. And if you get it right, it's going to kick you to 3. And if you get it that right, then it's going to kick you to the code, and this is the code that you send me. Where do you find the Google form, you ask? In the digital link. So you're going to type that into your Google, and you're going to go there. If you have trouble, email me. Like, let me know. I will help you. But you need to get this done. This is due Sunday night at midnight. I need an email from you. I'm counting it late if you don't have it. I need to know that you've done this. Okay, so now that's how you do level 1. You have 4 questions. We already did the first one. Level 2 is a little different. These are going to be a tad bit harder. The question is the one, why is Peter Pan always flying? So what you're going to do is you're going to do each one of these questions. If you notice, like some of the answers are more than once, well, that's because you're going to put the letter twice, okay? So let's do this first question, S. The value of a car is depreciating at a rate, depreciating means minus, of 5%. So I'm just going to come up here because I need some room. So I know in the parentheses, it's going to be 1 minus 0.05, okay? Per year. In 2015, it was worth $32,000. So that's my initial value in 2015. In 2018, it wants you to find the value. So that would be 3 years from 2015 to 2018. So I'm going to use my calculator over here that you can't see. And I'm going to type in exactly what that says. I'm going to even use the parentheses, and then I'm going to use the exponent key, and I'm going to put 3, and it gives me the answer 27436. So I'm going to come down below, and I'm looking for 27436, and it's right here. So if I don't get an answer that's there, that's when you email me and say, Miss Williams, I'm on level 2 question R, and I can't get the right answer. I really need you guys to do this. This is the only way, because the answers are there. So if you don't get the answer, that means you don't get it. Please get a hold of me right away, because we're doing logs. We aren't doing exponentials. This is something you've already done. So please get a hold of me if you can't get one. So that would mean this last letter way back here is S, and there's no other. So if I come to this, I know this last letter is S. So you're going to do all of those, and you're going to get the thing, okay? And so you're going to do all of these. I would say level 1 is easy questions. Level 2 is medium questions. And then level 3 is hard. And so you might have to email me a couple times, but that's why they pay me. So get a hold of me. Tell me what letter you're on. So it wants you to start on A. So let's say you're on E, and that's the one you're stuck on. Email me and say, I'm stuck on E on level 3. Can you help me? Yes, I can. Okay, so if I'm here, it says you have 120 grams of a radioactive form of nitrogen. It's half-life. So that means it's going to go to where it's half. So half of 120 is 60. So that's where it's going to in 10 minutes. So it's losing its value, but we don't know by what percentage, but it's doing that in 10 minutes. So I can solve this. I'm going to divide by 120. This one is a harder one. So I'm going to take 60 and I'm going to divide by 120, and I get an answer of 0.5. So I get 0.5 equals 1 minus r to the 10th. So I'm going to take 0.5 to the 10th root, and I know you can't see this, but you've done 10th roots. We just finished doing this. So I'm going to do the 10th root of 0.5, and my answer is 0.933. So that means that my rate right here is 0.933. So my 1 minus r is equal to 0.933, right? So that's not the answer to the question, because the question says, how much will be left after 20 minutes? Well, now that I know my rate, then I can go back in, and I said these ones are harder. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to say y equals 120 times 0.933 to the 20th, because I found my rate. So I'm going to do 120 times 0.933 to the 20th. And my answer is 29.97, right? And you can't have 0.97 of a bacteria. So you look at A. So let me get this. We're looking at A right here. And it could either be 60, 15, or 30. And my answer is 29.97, which means that, excuse me, my answer is 29.97, which means the answer for A takes me to this path. So I go from here and I'm going across and now I'm here. So when I go to my answer down here, I started in A and then I'm going to B. And I'm just going to write the letters I go through until I get to the unlock button. So now when I go to B, it says, John deposited $80. I'm going to work this all out. And if you look at the answers, the only answers that I could get are 8.2 or 12.61. So whichever one I get, then that's the path I'm going to take. Okay, and I'm just going to follow it all the way through until I get to escape. So what you're going to do is you're going to work level 1, level 2, level 3. I'm guessing you'll be fine on level 1. You might have 1 or 2 questions on level 2. Those are medium. Level 3 is difficult. I would be happy to help you, but you just have to ask. So this code that you're going to fill in, because we have the C goes with 2, we have our last letter is S, we have our A and our B, and now we're going to work that out. Once I get all of those things, I am going to go to this thing up here on the Google, and it gives me a Google form, and then I'm going to send you a code, okay? And so go ahead and do that and let me know what issues you have. This is what they're working on the rest of the day today. So Thursday, November 12th, they're doing this. But if you look at the calendar on November 13th, we're doing other things. So there will be more notes in there tomorrow. So please get this done.